This video, How to Get a Fox, is the first video in a 7-part series of our ultimate guide on how to raise pet foxes and keep your sanity. Foxes are like raising children, and we want to make sure people are aware of what it takes to raise a fox. Hi Fox fans, welcome back and thank you for watching our Fox Life with Pet Fox's Guy and Ollie. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on all your notifications so you know as soon as we post new videos. I'm Christina, and my husband Dar and I created this channel so people are aware of what life is really like living with foxes. People often ask us, foxes are pets? How do I get a fox? Is it even legal? Keep in mind, we're talking about domesticated foxes. Never take a fox from the wild. If you think a fox has been abandoned, chances are they probably weren't. They're just left alone for a little bit by their mom. If you're not sure, contact your local wildlife agency and they will make sure that the fox is properly taken care of. So is having a fox legal, and do you need a permit? Well, there's not one answer to that. Each city, township, state, and country is different. You'll need to contact the proper authorities where you live to see if you can have a fox and if you need a permit. Please do your research and determine for sure whether you have the legal right. If not, then tragically you put your fox at risk of being confiscated and most likely euthanized. We found some resources that list various state laws within the U.S. Links to those are in the video description below. So how do you get a fox? We brought Guy and Ollie home from a reputable USDA licensed breeder, and they've been raising foxes for more than 40 years. Guy and Ollie are North American red foxes, and they're descendants from rescued fur farm foxes, also called ranch raised foxes. It took many generations to acquire their unique colors. Domesticated foxes live with people and greatly depend on humans for survival. They also have genetic differences from their wild counterparts that started to change due to the fur industry. Many domesticated foxes have lost their natural instincts and cannot be released into the wild, just like you wouldn't toss a pet cat or dog outside to fend for themselves. You see in our videos how Guy and Ollie interact with us and are happy living among us and our dogs. Foxes have a ways to go before they are more like dog domestication. However, the Russian Fox Project, led by geneticists, began seeing favorable domestication traits only 10 years after its start. There's a lot of great information on fox domestication, so be sure to check out the links in the video description. It was an extensive process for us to determine whether we could have foxes legally. We found mixed information online and weren't sure at first on how to get clear answers. We ended up contacting our state's Department of Natural Resources and the state veterinarian asking about having ranch-raised foxes. After many correspondences, we received documentation that it was permissible to have domesticated foxes if they do not resemble foxes from the wild. Otherwise, a permit to hold game in captivity is required for animals that closely resemble wild species and can be reasonably confused. This is why we chose Gaia, a high white marble, and Anali, a pearl color, so they would not be confused with wild red foxes. After getting authorization at the state level, we had to also contact our township to gain further approval. Of course, nothing in the local ordinance mentions anything about foxes. The ordinance does state that exotic animals are not allowed, but North American red foxes are not considered exotic animals by our state since they are native to the region. We had to present a compelling case before our Township Board of Trustees to get domesticated foxes classified as other household animals. We brought forth case studies of other domesticated foxes living in homes. We also cited state law that indicated foxes as such fur-bearing animals to together with their offspring, are the subject of ownership and all property rights in the same manner as purely domesticated animals. After our township consulted with their attorney, we were then given permission to have domesticated foxes. So you can see the approval process took much research and advocating for foxes as other household pets. We then called around to every veterinarian in the area to see if they would care for foxes. Only one clinic would accept them. We consulted with the veterinarian to ensure she had knowledge about which vaccines the foxes would need and the proper dosage. We also wanted to be sure they could spay and neuter our foxes. The vet did require that we have health certificates, which we got from the breeder. Guy and Anali received deworming medicine as babies, and they also receive flea and tick prevention medicine. The vaccines they get each year are for distemper and rabies. They have rabies certificates, but not all states may recognize these for foxes. While our foxes are protected from rabies, we don't want to have them in a position where it will be questionable, since it is possible that if a fox bites someone, they can be considered rabid and would have to be euthanized to get brain tissue and test for rabies. If your state does not recognize a rabies vaccine, do not let strangers touch or pet your fox, since one complaint is all it takes. When it came time to find where to get a fox, we came across many breeders online who were in it just for the money and didn't care much about the animals they were selling. When we asked them to see photos or videos of the parents, they could not supply them. After much research, we found a reputable USDA licensed breeder in Indiana who answered all of our questions and also had Guy and Anali's parents. Finally, after much preparation, we brought Guy and Anali home in May of 2018, when they were about 6 weeks old. I chose Gaia's name because I've always been fascinated by Greek mythology and culture. Gaia is the primal Mother Earth goddess. Turns out, Fox Gaia's name suits her well because she thinks she rules the house, and of course because she is beautiful like a goddess. Dar has North American Indian heritage and chose Anali's name from the Cherokee term for black fox. It was important we started bonding with them right away as babies. It is essential to spend much time and loving attention with your fox to earn their trust. Be sure to pet and brush your fox often to give them much attention. But as they grow older, also learn and understand your fox's needs and what they communicate to you. At times, they may need space, especially going through adolescence. As fox parents, we need to be respectful and understand that they may not want to cuddle. It is helpful when they are young to get them used to baths, nail clipping, and going on a leash to venture outside. So as you can see, the process to get a fox can be very extensive. Once you determine if you can have a fox, will you be ready? Foxes require a ton of time, patience, commitment, and resources. If you are serious about wanting a fox, please do your research and go into raising a fox as you would a toddler for the next 10 plus years. Yes, you will give up vacations and your life will revolve around your fox. We hope with responsible, loving, and committed adults, foxes can further become domesticated and welcomed into households. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. Our next video in this series is how to fox-proof your house for when you bring your little baby home. You can help us create awareness on the emerging domestication of foxes and what life is really like living with foxes by sharing our videos with your friends and family. All of your favorites are in our complete official collection playlist.